Welcome to Mel's Loveland.
In New York recently, I got to experience for the first time a masterclass taught by the original Cassie in a chorus line, who was one of the people who was a focal point of the show and the wife at one point of the director, choreographer, Michael Bennett. So Donna McKechnie was teaching a master's class at Steps on Broadway, and it happened to be a block from where I was staying, and it happened to be a miracle of sorts that I was in town and able to sign up and go and participate in a breakdown, a master's class in how the man in the mirror came into being, and the choreography and the American musical theater experience of it all. And it was really, truly profound and wonderful and heartfelt. And it was me and 60, professional dancers pursuing their dreams of musical theater, me, a writer, in the middle of it all and really soaking it in as only a writer, and also a lover of dance and a dancer, dance from the harder, more of a rhythmic, soul dance scenario type of person. So I really don't have any dance training. And the warm-up was so beautiful and spiritual and perfect, and what musical theater really embodies. Celebration, stretching, kicking, leaning, spinning, and popping it. So it was really a nice warm-up, and I really felt like I was in the zone. And when Donna got to the actual choreography of the piece, as she broke it down, I and we followed along, I thought it would, it was relatively beautiful experience for me. And then, when the real dancing started, it got a little bit awkward. I obviously was just trying to sing and dance as only I can, which was not trained and definitely was off beat and a little awkward, but it was really, the effort was the reward in this magical time on the Broadway stage, on the Steps on Broadway was the place that this all went down. And I really got to reconnect with one of my, I guess one of my most favorite musicals, because it embodies what it means to put yourself on the line, to stand up and be heard, and to audition and to not get it, but really want to get it. God, I hope I get it. And this Man in the Mirror piece was really the turning point of a psychological, success story, and what it really meant to return after success, but then that success not taking off, and then not really having a job, and then having to go and face yourself as you are now, that woman in the mirror. And, all I ever needed was the music and the mirror and a chance to dance for you, was some of the first part of the number. And honestly, the acting and the heart that each of those dancers that have played Cassie in the chorus line, written by Edward Kleban's lyrics and the incomparable Marvin Hamlish music, really bring their own story to it, what it means to them to have to face themselves, to have to see the flaws, and to have to see the vulnerability that it takes to put your heart out there, and knowing you don't know the answer, you don't know who's going to receive you and in what way. A chorus line has been on my mind, and I just thought I'd do a little sharing, a little sidebar, Mel's Loveland musical theater, and really just share, what it was like to dance and sing and listen to Donna McKechnie's beautiful interpretation of the piece, her love of artists and sharing her knowledge. And there was a lot of tears, not just my tears of joy of getting to experience this dance form in this way, getting to celebrate with the other dancers, wisdom tradition being handed down, stories being handed down, breaking apart this particular piece in a beautiful, beautiful show of really standing on that chorus line of trying to get the job, of sharing in heart and soul that it takes to be a part of this collaborative effort of the theater. And we all had our own moment with each of the moves. And Donna took a moment to really kind of connect with one of the younger dancers who was emotional. I mean, you could see the cloud of her story kind of forming. And so the class stopped for a moment as Donna went up to this young woman and asked her what she was feeling and if she felt like sharing and what her story was about getting on the line. And, at a 22-year-old person, you think the world really is your oyster with not many difficulties. I mean, and this girl explained at 19 she was diagnosed with cancer and went through 1.5 to 2 years of treatment to put it into remission. And here she was remembering how powerful she was, remembering that as a dancer, she had to show up and dance and really get back into what her body was. And her gratitude of being able to do this was palpable. And we all applauded as is the only response in that situation. And in her and with her and through Donna and through our dance practice, this master class for a chorus line, a man, the mirror, a man in the mirror, we got to really be with each other in celebration of what this artistry of dance and music and song and story and heart that is Broadway and is the tradition and is the classics. And Mel's Loveland really got to break open and return to the line, the chorus line. And I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity and what it meant to be there and to be able to be afforded the opportunity. And a quick shout out to Shannon McLichty, I like to call her Shannon McMahon-Lichty, for turning me on to the class and pointing out that it was only a block away and how powerful it would be to go. And go I did, and I was blessed. So what I did for love, is an ongoing part of Mel's Loveland, which I didn't even realize is also one of the songs from a chorus line. And it's true, what I did for love. And for me, that's included dancing when I'm not a professional dancer. It's involved singing when I'm not a professional singer. It's involved loving, and to a certain extent now I've become a professional lover, if you will, but loving just to love without any reward, but being present to all the love that is within each and every moment. So this loving reminder today is sometimes you have to do stuff for love. Sometimes you have to show up for love. Sometimes you have to dance as hard as you can, and knowing that you don't fit in and knowing that you don't necessarily have the moves that other people have, but dancing anyway. And really showing up for what you're passionate about, for what love leads you to. And Mel's Loveland, what I did for love, I'd be curious to hear what you do for love and the beautiful ways that you show up in all our lives to make the world a better place. And what I did for love, is truly a question that comes up. What would love do? How would I bring love to this situation? What would love do? And so what I did for love and what would love do come up a lot, and it's a way of just extending more and more love through Mel's Loveland. And I don't know, I'm contemplating what I did for love, what that really means, more so as like a forgiveness practice and, accepting the things that I did really only for love. I mean, there's no other reason, and where I judged myself for that. So I think what I did for love is a profound, profound, profound statement. And I'm going to contemplate that. Maybe it'll be something I bring up in the upcoming Mel's Lovelands. This is Mel's Loveland.